we partnered with Movement Voter Fund, who helped us go through, like a long list of organizations, and then we kind of had a criteria, and then they helped me narrow it down to 10, which was really hard because obviously there's so many that, deserve these resources and these tools. But it was like a really specific criteria. Like we wanted it to be BIPOC-led and youth-led, and basically like people that were just in the centers of like, the battlegrounds for, racial, social, gender justice. I am a Floridian, and I just wanted, I think like what all organizations have in common is that they are helping their communities, and especially the marginalized groups in their communities. And for Florida, QLatinx creates like a safe space and advocates for people in the LGBTQ plus community. I was just like, how do I help, the people that are on the front lines of dismantling the systems that create, oppression and trauma, and how do I bridge that with mental health and healing and like my own personal journey and like the resources and tools that have helped me that I know a lot of people don't have access to, and a lot of the, activists and advocates like Gabriella that are on the front lines maybe don't have like the time, the rest, the space, or the resources to kind of like, take care of yourself so that you can show up and like do the work that you guys do.
QLatinx is generally created for those that live between the intersections of LGBTQ and Latinx, because we realized after the Pulse tragedy there wasn't that space that existed for us to come and heal together. We're open to everyone. We love our allies. We also love teaching as well, because we feel like education is the way to be able to move forward. It's also the way to be able to bridge so many gaps to so many different communities, because nonprofit is one, but when we're getting into like the for-profit industrial complex, it's a whole different story. So like, how do we navigate those spaces and still be authentic and true to who we are? As a new executive director of a grassroots organization that's definitely gone from a founding group of 5 individuals all the way to 10 individuals and 7 different departments, it's been a journey, because I would say that mental health and wellness isn't in everyone's book, and when you're trying to just survive, it's been really difficult to figure out what that looks like for individuals. So I will say it's definitely self-awareness first. And now that I'm navigating what self-awareness looks like and being able to learn from other people's experiences as well as hearing other people's stories, I think I'm now able to figure out what that looks like. But I will say that with funds and opportunities like these, we're honestly able to do something historically that we've never been able to do, because our people are on the front lines doing work, and we take it from like a passion. This is what we do. This is our lives. So like, it's awesome to be able to say, look, I need you to take a moment and I need you to step back. And it's empowering, and it's honestly, it's opened up so many conversations, not only for our staff, but it's also like, we're role models in the community. So at the end of the day, like, our cup needs to be full too. So, but also being transparent in what that looks like.
I think that the organizations all kind of assess, like Gabriella said, like what everybody needs and the different tools and resources that people need. But in conversations, we talked about, things like tools that, have helped me in my own life, like breath work and learning how to like calm down your nervous system. And, for some people, maybe it's talk therapy. For some people, it's just the shared community space of like, I can imagine being on the front lines, like seeing something that is traumatic, and also like walking around the world sometimes like feeling unsafe, in your body, like marginalized groups like feel like that. And that is, I think that's like where that intersection is of like the individual lives with that like trauma in your body, and like especially, and the people on the front lines do. And it's like those different kinds of tools, whether it's like breath work or just getting some love from friends, or just having like a little bit of a break. The most gratifying has been, I think, one, getting on, the Zoom call the other day and just like meeting all these different really cool, like badass, like heroes and people that are like heroes in your communities and in the world, that are just like really trying to just like move the world forward and make the world a better and safer place for everybody. And just meeting all these people and like, learning from them, and I'm hoping to learn more from them and like, and what they do and like what their experience in the world is like. The other day on this Zoom call, like, somebody was like, I don't even know like what mental health or wellness, like I don't even know what that category is, because I'm, like people that don't even have time to think about that. I think like having the conversation of like, this is about you, like what do you need, like how are you doing? I think that's like really, that's a good feeling.